You walk into a meeting and somewhere in the middle of it, you realize that everyone around that table has been using AI in their work for months and nobody told you. Nobody pulled you aside. Nobody sent you a message. Nobody said, hey, you might want to look at this. And you sat there for the rest of that meeting feeling like you had missed something you couldn't quite name and that you didn't know how to catch up on. That feeling, I hear about it all the time. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what AI fluency at work actually means. And I promise you, it is not what you think it is. And you're going to have 5 practical things you can do this week to go from that quiet anxiety to feeling genuinely on top of this. Stay with me. If you're new here, I am so glad you found this channel. I'm Tammy and I help people in their 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond use AI in their actual real everyday lives, not the hype version of AI, the version that actually does something useful for you. Hit subscribe because we drop new videos every week and this is actually the kind of content we make. Before we get into this, I want to ask you, is this you? Have you been in that meeting or something like it? Have you had that moment of realizing a conversation has been happening around you that you weren't part of? Drop a yes or no in the comments. I know you're not alone. Let's talk about what is actually going on and what to do about it. The first thing, and this might surprise you, is to understand what AI fluency at work actually means, because the version most people imagine is not real. When people hear AI fluency at work, they picture someone who knows a list of tools or who can explain technically how AI works, or who is the person in the room who everyone comes to with AI questions. That is not what it means, not in practice, not in the way that actually matters for your job and career. AI fluency at work, the kind that gets you noticed, the kind that builds your credibility, means knowing what you want to achieve, being able to direct AI to help you get there, and being able to look at what it produces and tell whether it's good or not. That's it. That's the whole thing. And when I describe it that way, does that sound familiar? Because that is actually what experienced professionals do every day. You brief people, you review work, you give feedback, you know when someone hits the mark and when it doesn't. You already have every single piece of that skill. The only thing you don't have yet is the tool, and that is a much smaller gap than you think. Number 2, the one thing to start with. I'm not going to give you a list of 15 AI tools you need to download this weekend. I'm going to give you one thing. Pick one task. One thing you do regularly at work that involves writing or summarizing, and do it with AI this week. Drafting an email, preparing talking points for a meeting, summarizing a long document, writing up notes after a call. Pick whichever one feels most low stakes, the one where if AI gives you something completely useless, it doesn't matter, and just try it. Not because the task is what's important, because the experience is what is important. Because once you have done it once you have seen that you can type something out in plain English, get something back, tweak it, and actually use it, the fear goes down. Significantly, the next time is easier, and the time after that starts to feel normal. Trust me on this. The first conversation with AI is always the awkward one. Everything after that is just practice. Number 3, bring it up before someone brings it to you. Now, I know this one might feel uncomfortable. Maybe you feel like you don't know enough yet to say anything, but here is what I want you to think about it. You don't need to be the expert. You need to be curious. There's a massive difference between walking into your manager's office and saying, I've been exploring how AI could help with X in our team. Can we talk about it? Compared to waiting until your company announces a formal AI policy and expecting you to already know something. The first version of you looks proactive, and switched on ahead of the curve. The second version looks like you were waiting to be told. In the current climate right now, as things are moving this fast, proactive is where you want to be. You don't need the answers. You just need to be in the conversation. Number 4, the advantage you already have. And this is the one nobody is talking about. This is the real problem happening in workplaces right now with AI. And it is this: younger people adopt it quickly and they use it carelessly. They accept the first answer AI gives them without checking it. They don't notice when the tone is wrong, or when a fact is slightly off, or when something is going to land badly with a client. They paste it in and move on. And that is a genuine risk for businesses. The thing that makes AI useful rather than dangerous is the human judgment that sits on top of it. The ability to look at what it produces and say, that's not the right tone, that's not quite what we need. And where does that judgment come from? Experience. 20, 25, 30 years of professional experience, which is sitting with you. You're not the liability in the AI conversation at your workplace. You are the one of the assets. You just need the tool to go with the judgment you already have. And number 5, know what to say when someone asks you about AI. Because it's going to happen. If it hasn't already, it will. And the worst thing is to be caught flat-footed with nothing to say. Not because of what it might mean for your job, but because of what it does to your confidence in that moment. So let me give you something simple to say. If someone asks what you know about AI or how you're using it, here's what to say. I've been exploring it and I've been using it for, put whatever you've tried it with. I'm finding it most useful for this specific thing. Say that specific thing. I'm still figuring out where it needs more of my human eye, which I think is the right approach. That's it. That is the confident, credible, honest answer. It shows you are engaged, you're thinking critically, and you're not just copying and pasting everything AI tells you. You can genuinely say that after watching this video and trying one thing this week. So to recap, number 1, understand what AI fluency at work actually means and recognize that you already have the foundation. Number 2, pick one low-stakes task and try it with AI this week. Number 3, bring the conversation up before someone brings it to you. Number 4, recognize the judgment advantage you already have that a lot of younger colleagues are genuinely missing. Number 5, know what to say when someone asks. Comment below and tell me, what's the one work task you're going to try with AI this week? I want to know. And if you share it, I actually would respond because I want to cheer you on. My free guide, 5 things AI can do for you this week, is linked below in the description. And if you want something more personal, if you want me to sit with you one-on-one, understand your specific job and situation, and show you exactly what's going to make the biggest difference for you, comment the word relevant below and I'll DM with the details. That is my one-on-one session and I would love to do one with you. Stay intentional and see you in the next one.